Talking heads, broadcast messages, press releases. They're telling you their side, but you just want the facts. And that's why you come to me. I give you the statistics without spin. Out of 116 million working age Nigerians, 35.5 million are employed full-time. That's 30%. I give you the context. I give you the history. I fight fake news with facts.
Kayode? No, Kayode, I will let you talk. Kayode, I will let you talk if you let me talk. Kayode.
That's why more and more Lagosians are tuning in.
500,000 Lagosians.
720,000.
970,000. Over 1 million Lagosians. They know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, on all you do, going beyond the headlines and focusing on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. It's 5 minutes past 5. Lagos, how's it going? I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. Good to have you on the show. I hope you had a great weekend. I took the time over the weekend to really rest, and I saw this TV show. It's called Breaking Bad. And it's really interesting, you know. It's a really interesting show. I enjoyed watching it. It's the story of this. Let me not spoil it for you in case you want to go and watch it. But if you do want to watch it, if you like dramas, it's an Oyibo TV show. It's not, yeah. So it's called Breaking Bad. And if you want to watch it, you may enjoy it. I watched it on Netflix, and it was I binged. I've been binging for a few weeks now, really, and I finally concluded it over the weekend. It was really, really good. You know, this man who started off wanting to do something great for his family and ended up just last denting. But that's not your first hard fact for the day. I just told you that as a way to tell you what I did with myself this weekend. Your first hard fact of the day is that from today, if your phone number is not linked to your NIN, you won't be able to make outgoing calls. That's the directive to telcos from the NCC and NIMSI. Remember that the latest extended deadline expired on March 31st. And I guess this time the NCC decided not to extend it. So throughout today's show, I want you to call in and tell me what you think about this. Has it affected you? Well, I guess if it has affected you, you won't be able to call me. At least not with your own number. But yeah, give me a call and tell me when you linked your NIN and your SIM. Tell me how easy or difficult it was. Tell me how today's ban is affecting you and those around you, if it has started affecting you and those around you. And thank you for tuning in to Hard Facts. I have a great show for you. We'll start with a big weekend. Let's talk about a leaked memo claiming that Amaechi's railway transport contract was questionable. Then, let's talk about imams and pastors criticizing government performance. And then let's talk about the National Cash Transfer Program increasing. And as our Jara topic, let's talk about the ban on outgoing calls for SIM cards not linked to an NIN. If that's you, I'd love to hear from you. Today is Madam Landlord Day. And on Madam Landlord today, we'll talk about Lagos State Government's monthly rental scheme. I finally got someone from the government to talk to me, the SA to the governor on housing. So at 4, we're going to hear what she has to say, and you tell me your thoughts on the things that she has to say. On today's big hard fact, we'll stay in Lagos. We'll talk about the tolling on the Lekki-Ikoyi bridge. It's been running since April 1st. How is that going? What do you think about that situation? What do Lekki residents think about that situation? They told us over the weekend. I'll share that with you. But let's get started with today's big weekend. As usual, we'll have news updates at the top of every hour. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, Lagos. These are your hard facts.
The big weekend.
Did Amaechi present a proper railway security contract to FEC? How critical should clerics be of government? Is the federal government's national cash transfer program making a sufficient impact? It was a big weekend. Lagos, let's talk. First, let's look at the railway security system scandal. Last week, I played you a clip of Rotimi Amaechi, the transport minister, accusing his colleagues of delaying approval of a perfectly good security system. Now, the Punch is reporting the reasons why. They have published part of what they claim are the minutes of an FEC meeting from September 24th last year. Now, as you know, the president usually presides over FEC with all his ministers in attendance. But on that day, the president wasn't around, so Vice President Oshimbajo presided. And in that meeting, according to the Punch's minutes, Amaechi recommended a company called Mogjan Nigeria Limited for the contract. And the contract was worth 3.7 billion naira. But Amaechi's fellow ministers reportedly were not sure that the company could handle such a contract. First of all, it has never installed railway security equipment before. Second, it had only been operational for 3 years and had a total turnover of 84.9 million. That's million, not billion, million. So this company that the Transport Ministry reportedly approved for an almost 4 billion naira contract has never seen up to 3% of that money in all its operation. So Amaechi's fellow ministers were reportedly feeling some type of way about the company. And then there were the details, right? The vice president reportedly asked for details like the brand names and model numbers of the equipment in the system, but Amaechi's memo allegedly did not provide those. Also, there was reportedly no technical description of how the system works. According to the minutes, the FEC asked Amaechi and the Transport Ministry to return with those details as well as some sort of demo or detailed description of how it all works. And the article seems to suggest that from September till date, the ministry has not done that. In fact, the Punch quotes a source within the presidency accusing Amaechi of a conflict of interest in the contract award. So that's the latest there. Let's talk about the back and forth. I mean, is it a coincidence that just a couple of days after Amaechi shades the rest of the executive for allegedly frustrating security system, this particular security system, you have this leaked FEC memo alleging that Amaechi was trying to manipulate the contract for an undeserving crony? But at the same time, if we assume that everything in this article is true, doesn't that mean that between September and today, the FEC failed to ask Amaechi how far with this security system? I mean, even if they decided Amaechi's contractor was unqualified, it doesn't change the fact that they all knew that the railways needed protection. And now they had information that there are systems that can provide that protection. Why was there no pressure from the FEC on Amaechi to resolve this? Talk to me, Lagos. If these leaked minutes published by the Punch are genuine, what does that lead you to believe about the process around this botched security system contract? Men, call me on 0700-993-993-993. Women, call me on 01465-7190. 01465-7190. Men, 0700-993-993-993. We're streaming live on Facebook, so I want to hear your thoughts there. Go and share your thoughts on Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. I would say don't use WhatsApp because it's hard for me to find where WhatsApp is. So please help me and go and leave your comments on Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. You can also leave it on our live stream on YouTube. YouTube is Nigeria Info FM. We are also on Twitter as Nigeria Info FM, so leave us your thoughts there as well. 99.3, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Shola. I'm calling from Maryland.
Hi, Shola. What do you think?
Okay, I'd like to make a comment on the Amaechi scenario. First, I'm a bit concerned of how many of such memos I've gone through when the president was was at top of the meeting, that nobody looked at the details and they just approved. Because I'm sure Amaechi is not the first person that will bring those kind of memo for approval and they just get the rubber stamp. So I'm concerned about that. Number two, I don't think Amaechi was rightly queried. So it cannot be the excuse that he brought a proposal, they did not approve it. They asked questions that were valid. We want to know what brand we're paying for. We can't even ascertain the competence of this company are bringing forward. They don't have a track record of financial capacity, so there's no basis for them. So Amaechi, as a minister, doesn't really need supervision. I understand that text supposed to be on him to ask him to respond to your query. That is level. Where is his accountability and responsibility? He just to supervise an MD to do a task. There is a problem. The guy is not fit for the job. So Amaechi just came out like a crying child to expose himself. He wanted to put a contract and he didn't want to be accountable. And that's absolutely wrong. Okay. So saying that they did not remind him, Amaechi at that level as a minister should be self-motivating, self-starting. It doesn't need someone to remind him to represent his member and answer the question. So Amaechi has a 00 on that for me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Shola, for calling. I appreciate it. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good to have you on the show.
Yes, so I just want to let you know I'm one of those rebels that haven't connected my line.
A rebel? You're calling yourself a rebel, huh?
A rebel without a cause, or rather with a cause. I don't know right now. So I started with a cause. Now maybe it's without a cause. But now that they said that, there's no deadline. It's still working though.
You're calling me, so yay.
Hey, but don't jinx it. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, we'll see how far I can go. But anyway, you asked, is it coincidence? There's nothing like coincidence in this case. So you don't want to muddy it up. That's my conclusion, right? So we all get confused. I'm like, who are we supposed to, blame? What are we supposed to? Who is at fault here? But you know who's at fault here?
Who?
Everybody. But mainly the transport ministry as a whole.
Okay.
We can say, the FCC didn't, follow up. That is the ministry's job. So, Amaechi crying wolf. I don't know if wolf is crying whatever he's crying, trying to, look like he's the victim. No, you are fault. It's your ministry. It's supposed to do what's right. And if the query that memo can be believed, then you're supposed to do what's right. I mean, golly, people don't even want to do what's right anymore. So, the whatever is at his desk fully. And of course, FTC for not for the, but no, it's at his desk fully.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sade, for calling. Shola says on his desk fully. Sade says on his desk fully. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, Sandra. How are you?
Alex, welcome.
Yeah. So, Sandra, you see this Amaechi contract thing? I've mentioned this thing a number of times on your show. There should be a council of economic advisors. It shouldn't be just Amaechi and a group of his folks.
That's what the Federal Economic Council is now. Executive Council is now.
Yeah. Well, what I'm simply saying is that it shouldn't be coming from Amaechi. You see that statement that he made there? I said it last week now. It's a huge flaw on him. It's a huge flaw. Whatever Amaechi should be defending, should be exactly what that council should have said. Do you understand?
Okay.
It's not good. Ordinarily, he shouldn't drop on Amaechi to be talking about contract, how he made this request. No, it's that council that should determine what Nigeria will invest upon. Because it's not looking as if just a few people are determining. It's like they've put our head on the guillotine, waiting for the blade to slice our heads off. Just a few people taking these key decisions. Now, let me tell you something. There is no sophisticated technology, Sandra, that will protect people from one train station all the way to another train station. If you walk into a supermarket, buy a bottle of water, right? They will use a scanner. If they scan that bottle, it will tell them the size, the product, the size of the product, the price that you've attached. Do you understand?
Right, exactly.
Those little handheld devices that they should, that up till now they've not shown up. They've not even said anything about the manifest. They don't know how many people booked places on that seats on that train. They don't know how many people actually entered. They don't know how many people entered and came out of the train again before the train took off. They don't know how many will enter midway. Those they are fabricated train stations along the way where they pick do illegal pickups. There are so many things. The ordinary handheld machine will take care of all of those things if they scan details of people. There's so much wrong with our system. A lot of procedure.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling, Alex. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. What's your name? Good evening.
This is Joy calling.
Joy, welcome.
They said the people they want to give the company they want to give the contract to have never seen that kind of money before. There's some people they hit contract where they have never spent that kind of money before.
Okay.
Is it not for them to just monitor them whether they can do the thing or not?
Okay.
You know, all these things, all of them is guilty of it.
Okay.
When they know that one cannot do it, why can't they call another one? Bring another one. We are not giving it to this one. All of them relax because they are not the most people that apply that road is not their family. So if you have not hit it 1 million before, you can hit it now. Abi?
Okay.
So nobody born with money.
Okay.
Most of Nigeria, even them that are talking, not the ones that they carry the money. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy, for calling. All right. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Sandra.
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
Yeah, Sandra.
Samaga, welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Sandra, I'm going to put the blame on FEC.
On FEC?
Yes,
okay.
I agree with the point you made about them putting pressure on Amaechi.
Okay.
And after the attack, I think the next day Buhari held a meeting, right? And in that meeting, we were told that they are going to speed up the process. You understand? To speed up the process of what exactly? Is it that they are going to eventually give it to the dodgy term? So the thought for approval actually was on their table.
Okay.
And it was until the attack happened that they approved it. So I'm going to blame the FEC. And are we still talking about the same FEC that approved that bogus Nigeria what is it called?
Same one.
Yes, same one, right?
Yes.
I remember they gave that branding to a Bahrainian company, an obscure Bahrainian company. And it was $1 million proposal. So I'm going to put the blame on FEC.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling, Somaga. Now, usually, for highly technical jobs, the global best practice is to give it to a company with a track record. Public funds should not be used to help a company to build their competence. So even if it was the same FEC that did the thing with, say, Nigeria Air and gave it to an obscure company, people were outraged at the time. So perhaps FEC has learned their lesson. You know, perhaps they've learned their lessons and they're applying it here with this particular situation. What do you think? If you just tuned in, hello to you. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. For our first story, we looked at the railway security system scandal. Rotimi Amaechi told us last week, that's the transport minister, told us last week that his colleagues delayed approval of a perfectly good security system. But the Punch reported a leaked memo, minutes from an FEC meeting, Federal Executive Council meeting from September 24th of last year. And in that meeting, Amaechi recommended a company called Mogjan Nigeria Limited for the contract worth 3.7 billion. But Amaechi's ministers reportedly were not sure that the company could handle such a contract because the company has never installed railway security equipment before. They had only been operational for 3 years. They had a total turnover of 84.9 million naira. And now they're looking for approval for an almost 4 billion naira contract. You know, that's a company that's never seen up to 3% of that money in all its operation. Then the vice president reportedly asked for details like the brand names, model numbers of the equipment in the system. But Amaechi's memo allegedly did not provide those. Then there was reportedly no technical description of how the system works. The minutes also claimed that the FEC asked Amaechi and the Transport Ministry to return with those details right? As well as some sort of demo or detailed description of how it all works, And if you read the article, it seems to suggest that from September until now, the ministry has not done that, hasn't gone back to the FEC. The Punch quoted a source within the presidency accusing Amaechi of a conflict of interest in the contract award. So that's what we're talking about in our first story. And I'm asking you if these leaked minutes published by the Punch, if they're genuine, what does that lead you to believe about the process around this security system contract? 0700-993-993-993 for men. 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. For women, 01-465-7190. 01-465-7190. We'll take a break. When we come back from this break, we'll take your thoughts, we'll take your calls. We'll also bring you our second story. It looks like clerics have all woken up and all have something to say to the federal government. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, S. Ezekwesili on social media, S. Ezekwesili everywhere. This is the big weekend on Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't go away.
This is Hard Facts. When you think of fruit juice and all the goodness that comes in it, think Chivita.
Amaechi has something to tell us. Because I don't even understand how you present something as huge as, I know 4 billion is not a lot of money to these guys now, but how would you present something as huge as 4 billion and then you don't want to answer questions surrounding 4 billion? And again, I remember when this thing happened, Amaechi came on radio, on TV. I heard it on radio though, and he was saying that he brought something that would have saved us against this thing. He saw this thing coming, and because of ordinary 3 billion, so you bring something and then your colleagues are playing, are trying to play around it and blah blah. You know how politicians talk. And then later on, I heard it was 3.7 billion, and I said this guy discounted the whole 700 million naira. It sounds small money, 700 million naira. One. And how do you play politics with people's lives? You know this thing is going to happen. You suspect something like this is going to happen. And then because they turn down your proposal, you go back and sleep. And then you're waiting for people to die so that you come back and say, maybe I told them, and they did not listen. You see, that goes to show how seriously these guys take us. You walked away from something that you know was going to save people's lives. Well, I don't want to be an angel of doom or whatever, but what if his family or his child or something or wife was on that train? Will he come back? Actually, this thing was preventable, but because this. So Sandra, this Nigeria, if there's anything like you don't tire me, don't tire me.
Make you no tire you, Emeka, but thank you very much for calling. This weekend, we saw men of God, men of the cloth, speak out about what they see as government mismanagement. First, on Friday, we heard from Imam Nuru Khalid. He's the chief imam of the Akko Legislative Quarters Mosque, and he preached about the level of insecurity in the country. He criticized government at all levels for failing to address it, but he had especially strong words for President Buhari.
Is there nobody to take responsibility? I want to believe that we have all failed. I failed as an imam to teach you that life is sacred. You all failed as parents to teach your children that killing is bad. Our community leaders failed. Our politicians failed. Governors failed. Especially His Excellency, the President of the failed us. We have your video telling Nigerians that the military is capable. Our military is capable. It has all the requirement to tackle this insurgency. And if you are voted into power, you are going to make sure that happens in a short time. You have given 4 years an addition. Yet, people are dying like fowls. Killing is becoming norm in Nigeria under your watch, Mr. President. If there is no Nigerian to tell you, I will take the responsibility of telling you. And I will take the responsibility of the consequences, because the life and properties of Nigerians is above all. Let me tell you, Mr. President, under your watch, bandits are demanding, are taxing Nigerians. Is that the provision of the Constitution of Nigeria? Under the provision of Constitution of Nigeria, no one has the right to tax any Nigerian, except being authorized by the federal government.
Well, he did say he was willing to bear the consequences, and the consequences was a suspension by the mosque committee. According to their statement, which they gave to BBC Hausa, Khalid's sermon incited public outrage and violated the tenets of Islam. Specifically, they didn't like that he told the faithful not to vote next year unless politicians address key issues like security. So that was Friday. On Sunday, we heard another very strong sermon. This time, it was from Pastor Enoch Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. By the way, we're streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, Nigeria Info FM. We showed you the first video. Now, let's show you the second one.
Number 2, where is the money going to? 80% of what should have been the income of a nation is going to the hand of some people. That's a lot of money, man. What do they want to do with the money? That's question number 3. Question number 4. Who are the foreign nations buying this stolen oil? Question number 5. How many of these nations of the world are your friends? So you can see the reason why I'm not thinking of 2023. Maybe that's why God has not spoken to me about that, because there is a lot to deal with now. Do I tell you one more thing? It is open secret. It's in the news. Undenied. That more than 90% of our income, more than 90% of the money we get from the leftover of the oil that was stolen, we are using it to pay the interest of the money we have already borrowed. More than 90%. And then it is news. I'm sure you listen to the news. We are borrowing more. Meaning what? According to a friend of mine, we are moving steadily to bankruptcy. A whole nation, my beloved Nigeria, is moving steadily towards.
So you have the RCCG-GO being very critical of the way federal government is running Nigeria's finances. Now, of course, nobody is going to suspend Adeboye because he's the GO, but I want to know what Christians think about the nature of the criticism from the GO Adeboye. I know some Christians who would say that it's the pastor's duty to criticize bad governance. If the pastor thinks that there is bad governance, they'll point to Prophet Samuel criticizing Saul, or Nathan with David, or Elijah with Ahab. But I also know other Christians who say that those in power are placed there by God and they should be left for God to criticize. What do you think? And coming back to the chief imam at Akpo, I want to ask Muslims what you think about his suspension. Do you agree or disagree that his sermon violated the tenets of Islam? Muslims, please, this is a chance to educate me. 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. For women, 01465-7190. 01465-7190 for women. For men, 0700-993-993-993. Now, remember, I said me on WhatsApp the quarrel, so please send your messages to me on Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Hello, thanks for calling.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name, sir?
Good afternoon. Just look on the line.
Welcome, just look where.
See, I even prefer what the Alpha said than what Pastor Adeboye said.
Okay.
He called him out with his chest. You understand?
Okay.
He said, Buhari has failed. If no Nigerian is ready to call him out, Pastor Adeboye did not call him out. In fact, they should have started way back. They should have been using the pulpits to call them out one by one. But anyway, with what Pastor Adeboye did, it's still good. I'm still waiting for other men that are pastors to start calling them out before 2023. Because like they said, I don't think these people are ready for 2023. What they want to do, they want to remain in power. God will not allow them to remain in power.
Thank you for calling. We've got Kevin on the line. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Sandra.
Good to have you on the show.
Love your small thing to do.
Yes, sir.
You see, I'm not a Christian and I'm not a Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah, but the chief imam, he spoke my mind.
Okay.
That chief imam is a man of my week. Wow. That was a bomb. And he said it without fear or favor. He said it without fear or favor. And I'm so happy that we still have some Nigerians that are, that can speak up like this. This is what I've been lacking. We have had Nigerians that are so pretentious, who see things going bad they cannot say anything. They just, it's other sentiments or hypocrisy takes over them. So Chief Imam, I don't know what I can buy for the Chief Imam if I can reach him. I'm telling you, the man spoke my mind, and I'm so excited that this kind of thing is coming out from the mosque. Understand? This would let some Nigerians know who always, like to bring in religious and ethnic sentiments into issues. We can see that there are people that are clear-minded when it comes to issues like this. So, Sandra, I'm happy, and things will get better as we head to 2023. Because, just like Hillary Clinton said one time, Nigeria is the poorest oil-producing country in the world. Well, like Pastor Adebo, where did all the home money go to? What did they do with the home money? So, it's a sad one we are in, but I know that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Sandra, I'm on the road there, but I'm listening to you. Thank you.
All right, Kevin. Thank you for calling, and be safe out there, okay? Don't make call while you're driving. I don't want last month to catch you. All right. 99.3. Hello. Hello. Thanks for calling. Hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Max.
Max, welcome.
I'm speaking from Warri.
Good to have you on. Ooh, welcome. How's Warri today?
Thank you. Yeah, Warri is fine.
Welcome. Go ahead.
You see, sometimes I'm ashamed of the way my Christians talk.
Okay.
And I remember one time we had an election in Delta. The election ended on Saturday.
Okay.
On Sunday, when we went to Mass, Reverend Father Fixibon, that was in charge of the state, made an open announcement. He said, all of you that took part in this election, nobody must come to this place and do Thanksgiving. That was what he said, and he said it openly. Well, fair enough. Nobody came. But they all ran to these Pentecostal churches, made their donations, and did their Thanksgiving. You understand?
Okay.
So what am I trying to say? Who are these people killing us? On our own side, they are all Christians. There are 10 churches. In fact, they have special seats in the church.
Right.
Today, a pastor is getting up to talk from two sides of his mouth. Well, let us say that the Lord is touching him because God touches somebody small. And one day, the truth will come out. But all these people that are doing this thing to us, they are all Christians. And they are Muslims. I love the way the Muslim spoke. He called out name. He didn't hide anything. In his suspension, the Lord will feed him in that prison where he is if he's in jail.
He's not in jail.
No, he won't be. Sorry, I just went to an extreme.
Yes,
yeah.
He's not.
Yes, but he has said the truth. And the truth is obvious. He's not talking from the two sides of his mouth. He went straight. Okay. It might be against their preaching. Well, every group has their own code of practice. And please, would you like me to talk on Amaechi?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I have worked as a procurement manager of an oil servicing company.
Mm-hmm.
I have worked as a tender committee secretary in one of the biggest parastatal in Delta.
Okay.
You see, if you say you want to supply something, in fact, first of all, you register.
Okay.
As you register, we know your history.
Mm-hmm.
Know how far you can go. That gives us the room to know the size of contract we give you.
Mm-hmm.
And when we want to tell you, supply us a biro, we will tell you the color, the quality, and in short, we'll give you the specification. The specification will be with you. So when you are tendering, you will give us all these things. Although you may be a small a new company that have an affiliation outside, if we call you to now say, "Call, who is this company?" Well, it's a small company. We tell you whom your foreign partners are because most of these things we buy, we don't produce them here.
Right.
So definitely you must be affiliated to those people.
Right.
Who are this company? Who is this company that Amaechi brought, and who are their affiliates? He didn't say. And we might say that we all thieves. When thieves sit together, there is decorum. Am I correct? There is. Oh boy, you are taking two, keep it down. The moment he brought that paper, he couldn't answer the the history. He couldn't answer us about the history of the company. He couldn't tell us who is the affiliate, and they've not handled something of that nature before. My sister, doesn't it call for questioning?
Okay, let's leave it at that. Oh, sorry about that. Let's leave it at that. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. All the way from Warri. We do hope you call us again. All right, let's talk very quickly about our final story. Then we can talk about all of them at the same time. Amaechi, the clerics, and then this final one. This June, the National Cash Transfer Program will increase to cover 2 million Nigerians. That's according to the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry. The cash transfer program has been running for some years now. The idea is that the government identifies the poorest Nigerians and households, puts them on the National Social Register, gives them these monthly payments to assist them. The ministry claims that by June, the number will be up to 2 million beneficiaries. They will get 5,000 naira a month guaranteed, and an additional 5,000 if they meet certain conditions. That's why they call it conditional cash transfer. In this particular case, the ministry's conditions are that the household sends their children to school and also follows some basic sanitation and water safety guidelines. So if 2 million households are on the list, it's possible the government will be paying out 20 billion naira a month on this. And that's why my first question has to be, do you think this has been a good and effective use of government money? Also, for those of you who are in touch with your community, do you know anyone who is currently a beneficiary of the National Cash Transfer Program? Currently, Nigeria Info has almost 3 million listeners, almost 3 million. So if out of that almost 3 million, there has to be someone who knows someone who is a beneficiary of this cash transfer program. I really, really want to hear from you. Because there have been lots of questions about how beneficiaries are enrolled, whether they are as many as the government claims, whether they are actually receiving the money, are they receiving it monthly, etc., etc. What do you think about the government's decision to expand the cash transfer program? Men call me on 01465-7190. Women call me on 01465-7190. Men call me on 0700-993-993-993. Don't forget, at 4 o'clock, I'm going to have a guest from the Lagos State government to explain to us how exactly this monthly rent payment scheme will work from 4 p.m. Don't miss that conversation, all right? It's happening right here on 99.3. We've got Prince on the line. Hi, Prince.
How are you?
I'm very well.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, my dear. For them, Amaechi, he played the ball for the bar. That's why he was being investigated. That statement alone made somebody to find out what is really going on with this man. At the end of the day, maybe if I have skeleton is one we get to know. Number two, the mom that spoke. And where can go this way? Who do you expect to speak? The traditional ruler, religion. The commander like us.
Unfortunately, Prince YS, your line is breaking up. So if you can, please call us back. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Omoze from Shang.
Oh, Omoze, good to have you on the show. Sorry about that, Omoze. If you can, please call back. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name?
It's Chinenye.
Chinenye, welcome.
Yeah. Am I?
Yes, you're live. You're talking to Sandra. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, Chinenye.
Yeah, I want to talk of that man that speaks the truth.
Which one? The imam. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See, our problem in this country is when we see something, we are always shy. We are always afraid of facing the consequences.
Okay.
If this man say the truth and say, let me face the consequences. And he's really facing the consequence. Now, most of us, when we see the truth, we shy away from the truth. Okay, like this your colleague, Terry, when you want to say the truth, he would like to cut you off. You don't even want to hear you saying it. He will just cut you off. So if all of us can be able to do that, this country will be a better place for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chineye. Well, the truth can also cost you 5 million naira. Except you have 5 million naira to give us. Please keep the truth to yourself. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name?
Good evening, Joy.
Hi, Joy. Welcome.
Thank you. I want to talk about the imam.
Okay.
So that man is just too much.
Okay.
Speaking out the truth, not covering it or turn it upside down. Me, I'm a Christian, but we Christians, what we are doing to this country is bad. They cannot speak the truth. Imam is speaking the truth. God will stay with that imam and defend him to the last. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show.
Sandra Ezekwesili, Kedu.
Odema, Kekime, one name.
Odema, this is Meg.
Hi, Meg. Welcome.
Are you surprised that things are like this, that people are not saying the truth so they should say it? It's quite a thing, eh? It's quite a thing.
Yeah.
But the truth will always prevail at the end of the day. I don't know who gets that money. I've never heard who gets the money that they are distributing. As far as I'm concerned, it's another avenue for them to steal money for the election. I'm telling you the truth. Have you identified anybody? You've thrown it open that people should call. Indeed, people should call and tell us, oh, my brother got 5,000, or my sister got 20,000 or 5,000 from this state, from that state, so that we know. How do you just have something so blanket in a country like this that even security folks, they don't know what they cannot account for it? Then is it this that somebody will say how many people are getting X amount of money? It's unfortunate. As for what Pastor Adeboye said, that's what I will say now. There's nothing different from what he has authority to say the truth. He has authority to name people. He has authority to even name his son that is in the government and he's not performing the way people expect him to perform. But we're all hiding under, I don't know what to call it. It's only God that can deliver Nigeria at the end of the day. So we look up to him. Thank you very much.
Meg, thank you so much for calling. All right, let me take a look at messages we have on social media, shall we? If you just tuned in, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We start your Mondays with the biggest stories that broke over the weekend. And now we've got this message here that says the vice president and the ministers who dumped the proposal are guilty of negligence. Why didn't they ask Amaechi to represent the proposal with practical demonstrations? Pato or in Otta with that message there. For clerics complaining and condemning the government, it shows how bad and unbearable the government has been. All their promises yet to be fulfilled. Instead, insecurity is the order of the day. That's a message from Prince in Ajah. Bishop Kuka has been talking. Pastors, imams, and many respected men of God have said the same thing about the failures of this government. Yet Garba Shehu and Femi Adesina want us to believe that only what they tell us is the truth. If they like, let them influence the removal of all true men of God. It will not change the truth about their failure. All right, more people with messages online. Kende says, honestly, I don't know why people are calling for Amaechi's head. Most people in that part of the country don't even want to see error. He has done so much for the country than Peter Obi or Atiku. Just because in 2015 he went against Goodluck Jonathan, these people have not forgotten the wound. All right. I'm a practicing Muslim. I salute the courage of the Imam who spoke the truth. As a Muslim, I have stopped recognizing Sultan of Sokoto as the Southwest Imam. Okay, there's a lot of messages there. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to read, what you're trying to write, but it's not very clear to me. Sandra, it's a shame that the military knows where these bandits are and Malami has lists of sponsors. Instead of going there, taking them away once and for all, which is cheaper, we're busy beating about the bush, talking about surveillance equipment, which bandits will also find a way to overcome. And the way Mr. Amaechi is pushing for it, he's looking like he planned the attack to force government to release money for his surveillance equipment. Okay. Well, that's an allegation you can't prove. It could simply just be the man wants to do his job. Sandra Amaechi from the memo did not do the right job. It was untidy. Unfortunately, no consequences for the ridiculousness. FEC also has to be blamed for their sluggishness. A company that has no track record for success. Truth must be told. All religious leaders are to speak up when things are not right. It's a welcome development. Tunde Max from Badagry with that message there. All right, we have a break coming up. When we come back from this break, we'll bring you the business news. When the business news is done, we will bring you Madam Landlord. And on today's Madam Landlord, how will Lagos State's monthly rent payment scheme work? I have someone from the government who will answer that question. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili on social media. Don't go away.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's